We're getting a little wind and some intermittent showers, but I wanted to give you a quick look at the new FABARM L4S. This is the most economical model, called the Initial Hunter. This example has a 26-inch barrel. Unlike the catalog copy, it doesn't have a plastic bead, a plastic tube bead on front. It has a gold metal bead, which I prefer. No annoying center bead. The entire gun is beautifully done. It weighs, on my scale, 6 3/4 pounds. So this is really ideal for chasing pheasants. Nice gun. The only negative I've been able to find with the gun at all is the recoil pad, if you want to call it that. It's just a piece of hard rubber. It's only 12 millimeters thick. So I think most people that want to shoot a lot of clays with peppier loads are going to go with a thicker pad. FABARM offers a 22 millimeter pad, a silly 10 millimeters thicker that I'm going to try next. Other than that, it shoulders beautifully. The balance is just superb. This handles like a British game gun. I mean, there's nothing front heavy about it at all. If anything, it's neutral to even being a little bit muzzle light, which is ideal for a field gun as far as I'm concerned. So it shoulders instantaneously. It comes right up. You can close your eyes and up it goes. It does come with shims. There's nothing to worry about as far as the buttstock, because the entire gas mechanism is all here beneath the forearm. I'm going to take a few shots with some 1 ounce loads since the rain's let up, and then we'll move it along. If we have time, we'll check point of impact, etc., etc. We're going to start out with some Federal target loads. These are 1180 foot per second, 1 ounce loads, and that's about as light as I would ever use for clays or for dove. Obviously, I'd step up the load intensity a little bit for pheasants. So we'll see if it breaks clays, we'll check the ejection, and then we'll step it up a little bit. Not much to it, 1 ounce loads, there's not much going on. I'll throw some holes at the camera so you can get an idea of what type of ejection you can expect. It's positive ejection. I haven't had any failure to feed or any problems with it so far, but you should be able to see the holes come out. So there you go. About 5 to 6 foot ejection, looks like about 5 feet. 5 to 6 feet. So that's absolutely positive ejection with 1 ounce loads. Some people want to shoot 28 gauge payloads for whatever reason. I don't. But if you want to shoot 3/4 ounce loads, blooper loads, or 7/8 ounce loads, slow 7/8 ounce loads, people have been doing that, and to do that's pretty easy actually. You just interchange the piston. You can screw in the gas piston. You can just use the gas piston from the XLR5 Velocity, and there you go. That eliminates the pulse piston braking action, and you can shoot your 7/8 loads all day, all night if you want. But as a field gun, I have no use for that, of course. 1 ounce is as low as I'm going to go. Next step up in load intensity would be these B&P F2 Legends. They're 1.125 ounces, about 1230 foot per second. So excellent target load, excellent trap load, and excellent dove load. So it's a big step up as far as performance, basically because you're using harder shots, a higher quality level of shot than your generic target loads. They're also pretty blue. So we'll see if that breaks some clays. Not much of a problem. I'll show you what the ejection looks like. Hopefully this will be flinging right at the camera. Ejection is more like 8 feet. We've got approximately 7 to 8 foot ejection. So obviously the ejection distance does increase in concert with the load intensity. Still not a bad load, but you're going to need more of a recoil pad if you want to shoot those all day long. Next step up the load intensity chain is a load similar to what you'd use for pheasants. These are 1 3/8 Winchester Super Pheasants. Not my favorite load. Normally I go with a buffered 1 1/4 load, number 5s, always number 5s. Anyway, 1 3/8 and 1,300 foot per second. So these are pretty snappy loads. It's something that you'd really never use for breaking clay pigeons, but that's what we're going to do right now anyway. Should break a clay pigeon. Well, it hammers the clays, and if you shot these all day long, it would hammer your shoulder too. But obviously when you're pheasant hunting, you've got much heavier gear on. Generally I do. Cold weather clothes, a wool shirt, etc., etc. And the limit here in Illinois is 2 roosters a day, so it's hardly high volume shooting. As long as we're at it, we'll check the ejection distance with these 1 3/8, 1,300 foot per second Winchester Super Pheasant number 5s. And that would be more like, 10 feet. So it slings them right out there. So obviously the bolt speed does go up commensurately with higher payloads, higher velocities. So there we are. We'll break a few more clays only because it's fun. Back to the 1 ounce loads. And after that, it's time to check the point of impact, because roughly 50% of the guns that I test, shotguns that I test, don't shoot anywhere near point of aim. So we'll bag it up, we'll set up a target and see how the FABARM does. But obviously it appears to be pretty close. Not much to it. Great handling gun, light gun. You're crossing a creek or some wet, snowy stuff. Real easy to unload the gun and carry it with one hand, or crossing the fence, unload it, and just hand it to your buddy on the other side. So great field gun and a great looking gun too. So let's bag it up and kill some paper. Alright, we have a 12 by 18 silhouette target set up at 35 yards. We're not guessing. We used a Leopold electronic rangefinder, which is one of the best on the market. So we'll zoom in a little bit. We're going to take 3 shots. You should see some paper flying. So three shots from the bag. And then we'll repeat 3 shots offhand. So a properly fitted gun, whether you're over the bag, going straight down the pipe, or standing up, point of impact should be virtually identical. It's hard to kill paper completely past dead, but I think we've done it. So let's go take a little closer look. You see there's no noticeable left-right dispersion to worry about. We do have a little breeze out here. Point of impact versus point of aim, about 2 inches high. That's just eyeballing it, so I would say right about here. We'd actually have to go back and count pellets to be sure, but that's exactly what I would be looking for, either the 55-45 or 60-40 type pattern percentage dispersion, which, you know, the difference is only an inch and a half or so at 35 yards. So it does a fine job. That's certainly dead paper. We're going to repeat the same thing, only offhand. All right, we're going to repeat this time 3 shots offhand and see if there's any difference. Hopefully there will be very, very little. Well, let's zoom in so you can see the proper gun fit, whether it's off the bag or off the shoulder. There should never be any appreciable difference in point of impact. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Still inch to 2 inches high as far as the center. So good news, because the FABARM shoots where it's pointed or aimed, and that's off of a bag, and it goes the same place when I'm shooting offhand, which means I don't have a gun fit issue, which nobody wants. It fits me beautifully. You see, clouds are dark. It looks like we're going to get some more rain, so hopefully we can get this in before it's all done. Everybody wants to know, how tough is it to clean one of these things? Because gas guns do need to be cleaned. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to clean an L4S. There's not much to it. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me. All the goodies are right here beneath the forearm. You see the heavy chrome plating. This locks the barrel firmly to the receiver. The barrel doesn't move. You get a lot of wiggly, rattly barrels. This doesn't have it. So, as far as cleaning, there's not much to it. This is the pulse piston. It gets dirty right here. You clean it every time after you shoot it. All it takes is a little break-free CLP. We can remove the barrel if you want. Actually, this is the gas cylinder. So, break-free. Go through it until you're happy. You can see she's already clean. There's not much to it at all. You should be able to see that the gas cylinder here is already clean. It just takes a little wipe with break-free. You don't get any hard crud or mung. So that takes just a second or two. Nothing to it. As far as the action itself, you do get crud right here at the end of the pulse piston. Very, very little on the inside. Nothing to clean there. But the pulse piston is where you pick up the crud. So, break-free. Takes care of most of it. You see it's coming right off. If you shoot for an extended period of time, you're probably going to want to use a brush. So, as far as easy to clean, there's nothing in the buttstock, no crud, so it really doesn't take much. General cleaning, just break free in a couple patches and you're good to go. every several thousand rounds you want to strip it thoroughly and take care of the breech block, etc., etc. So there you go. Everything's nice and snug. That's what I like about the gun. The barrel is not loose at all. We don't have a loose barrel flying around. We also don't have a loose forearm. Everything is rock solid. It's really good. We're getting rained on. I'm going to shoot a few more clays. Okay, I'm wet. Let's call it a day. I replaced the factory 12mm pad with the factory 22mm pad, which is a lot softer, a lot cushier, and it makes a world of difference. So let's see if it breaks a few clays. Whoa. 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 That's more like it.
That's more like it.
Dead pheasant.
That's the one that makes the video.
For pheasants anyway, I preferred 20 gauges, and before that it was a 16 gauge. But 3-inch 20 gauges take 30, 35 roosters every year for me. Wild roosters. There's finally a gun that fits right and does just about everything right as far as I'm concerned, and that's this FABARM L4S. They've not worked on the hunting market in the USA, but until now. Until just recently. But the more I shoot this thing, the more I like it, based on trigger quality, based on looks. It weighs 6 3/4 pounds, which at the end of the day, compared to an 8-pound A5 or an 1100 or even a steel receiver B80 is about 8 1/4 pounds, and you get tired of lugging those. The factory recoil pad that they give you is a little dinky thing, hard durometer, 12mm. So you can see how soft this is, and it's more generous. This is 22mm, 25.4mm being an inch, so a little less than an inch, about 15/16. That makes a world of difference with heavier loads. As far as cycling ability, well, we're going to try some Federal 1-ounce loads. You can shoot 1-ounce loads with absolutely no problem, which a lot of people do. Good quality 1-ounce loads. You have a lot of fun at skeet and sporting clays. Some people like the faster 1-ounce loads for whatever reason, 1290, 1300 foot per second. For feet task, and that's just what they shoot all the time, is what they're used to. But 1200 foot per second, 1-ounce loads, no problem with this gun. It hammers them, and this is with the Exus number 5 hyperbolic choke. It's about a 25 thousandths constriction. One thing you might want to get used to with the L4S is the shell elevator release. A lot of times you have a button in the center, like on Berettas. Here it's on the side. So the easiest way to get to it is really with your right hand and just push. So So if you want the bolt to stay open, push on the shell elevator release right here. Easy enough to do. A little clumsy if you go from this side, not necessary. Just push with your forefinger and then the bolt will stay open. We'll run a few more just for the heck of it, since I'm having a good time with 1 ounce loads, and then I'll shoot some gold medal 1 1/8 ounce. I like the trigger, I like the build quality, I like the tightness of the gun. The barrel doesn't move, a very long barrel extension. The forearm doesn't rattle. It's just got that nice solid feel that you don't get with a lot of autoloader these days. There's no flex, there's no pogo stick bouncing around that's rubbing against your face. It's got a nice solid feel. But of course, don't take my word for it. Shoot one for yourself, because different people like different things, obviously. But once you shoot one of these babies, I think you've got your all-around dove pheasant gun. And sporting clays. This is a 26-inch. There are guys at Kohl's in Maine and Florida. They're already buying up 28-inch L4S's and just shooting sporting clays with them in skeet. So, all personal preference, but like I said, different people like different things. But put it on your short list and pull the trigger yourself, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. Certainly for casual trap like this with a wheelie bird, you've got 50 birds, so you can load it twice and burn through 4 boxes of ammo like nothing. But so you get a lot more shooting that way than you would waiting on the skeet field. But you can certainly go through a round of sporting clays, skeet, trap, whatever, with 1 1/8 ounce loads, and you're not going to have any problem as long as the gun fits you, as long as it's not bashing your face or something like that. And you also have shims. So the stock is adjustable. Obviously you can't change the pistol grip or the reach from the pistol grip to the trigger, but it's adjustable for drop and cast. And the entire gas array is underneath the forearm, very, very easy to clean. It's all right here. So there's no reason to take off the buttstock. You don't have a magazine tube. You don't have a spring here to replace. It's hard to monitor, oil, or a magazine tube that can crack. So anyway, like I said, don't take my word for it. Pull the trigger, decide for yourself. 1 3/8 ounce, 1,300 foot per second Winchester Super Pheasant loads. Obviously nothing you'd use for clays, number 5 shot, but it's always fun to see how well a gun scales with recoil. Well, you can see number 5 shot really hammers clays. But obviously there is more recoil, but if you're talking about wild pheasants, 2 roosters a day, with your hunting gear on, it's not abusive at all. And I don't use loads quite this heavy. Normally 1.25 ounces, particularly the Winchester Rooster XR loads are really, really good. And those are 1.25 ounce loads that, with this gun and a modified choke, will give you 85% patterns at 40 yards, which to me is pretty amazing with that light of constriction. So, have fun. Don't take my word for it, just check it out yourself.